Welcome to today's episode of The Good Gather. Today I am joined by my favorite. We work a lot together. You guys have seen us on the socials doing the most, trying to fix the country one episode at a time. Today I decided to bring them to my home and have them join me on my stage.
Yes, please.
I have got Anela Majisi, who is a podcaster, check him out, and a social commentator, and a radio contributor, Coach Kathy. Oh, edit. Coach Kathy, who is a life coach. You're an everything coach.
Yeah,
You're an everything coach. I can't even put you in a box. Coach Kathy is an everything coach, a radio commentator, and today a podcaster. And we've got the infamous, famous Uncle Linda Yende, who is an actor, author, radio contributor, podcaster for the day, business owner, entrepreneur, speaker. What don't you do, Mar?
I'm not a TikToker.
Okay. Because you do everything else. So today they're here to join me for this exciting show. We'll be talking about something that is it's not controversial per se, but pop psychology calls it, and modern culture calls it manifestation. Christians call it prayer. Other religions would call it meditating. But we will stick to the manifestation part of it. Today we're not manifesting money. We are not manifesting careers. We are manifesting people, guys. The partner. Is it a thing, though? Is manifesting your partner a thing?
Yes.
Absolutely.
You manifest your partner. So umuntu is just going on busy about their lives when busy manifest, like, guys.
Probably he's manifesting you too, or she's manifesting you too.
Okay.
Because remember, it's attraction.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I also have a bit of a middle of the road kind of approach to this one. Mm-hmm. And that is, sometimes people are looking for something elusive.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But because they haven't identified it, it could be staring them right in the eye and they won't see it.
Ah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So you're sitting there and you're looking for this perfect person.
And
you're looking for somebody who is this, who is that. But you haven't sat down and imagined what this will be like. You haven't imagined what the perfect partner would be like, the perfect relationship would be like. And as such, you find it and you're not even aware. You're still thinking, one day. How are you one daying when that person is right here in front of you?
Or you friend zone them. It was the person you could have friend zoned them. Yeah, my male best friend or my female best friend. And that's the love of your life.
Yeah.
You've been manifesting.
Or you shag-mating them or you whatever, not realizing that this is actually the person. So manifestation then, I think, helps you with that because you've pictured it in your mind.
Yeah.
So that when it's right here, you'll immediately be able to recognize it.
And pinpoint it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Coach?
I think as a life coach, manifestation is like when you write your vision board. You know, when we talk about vision boards, this is how I want my year to go, like how I do that. And that's what we do when it comes to manifesting a partner, to say you are very, you can identify, say, this is the kind of person that I would like to be involved with. This is the kind of relationship that I would like to have. So what does that mean? That means you could be doing it through pictures, you could be doing it through journaling or whatever it is, to say that this is how I see myself. This is the vision that I have in my head, to say this is the partner that I have. So coming back to what Linda is saying, once you are able to identify and you have a vision to say this is what I want, you will not miss it. Because in your head, you already know to say, Anele, okay, this behavior. Oh, this and that. You might not get, there's no perfect partner.
Yeah.
There's no perfect partner. But like they said, the 80-20 rule, your 80 might be staring at you and you might say, the 20, I can live without. So that's how I look at it when it comes to manifestation, that it is your vision board. And with that vision board, you're saying, this is what I would like to have. And the next thing, boom, you are able to identify it if you've done that. But like Linda said, if you don't have such a thing, you will miss it while it's still there.
And then, what is your take? What is your take?
It's interesting to me because the pros and cons to it. So the one pro for me is that where it for you as the person manifesting, I think, you put yourself in an intentional state of mind in terms of what it is that you're looking for. So that's a positive state of mind. You develop clarity as well about the things that you are looking for and so forth. The con often is that people tend to become unrealistic about one, the cost of getting what they want, because it costs what it costs. You know, it will cost you comfort, it will cost you change behavior. Think of it this way. Let's say you purchase a car. The car will change your behavior. It will change your lifestyle. It will change how you spend. It will change where you go. So you cannot continue with life as it is because you've acquired this thing. How much more with the human being who's thinking, feeling, and independent of you? So it will cost you. So with manifesting at times, people tend to discount
The cost.
the cost of change. That what will it
I
take
think
to
people
change?
always underestimate the cost of change generally. And speaking about that, the cost, right? But I want to put it as the packaging. All right. You've manifested this person.
Yes.
They have manifested as per spec. Muhle, yellow bony, six pack, 6-figure salary, house in Santon, drives a German machine. Perfect, okay, perfect career, everything driven. Listen, loves the Lord. Everything. This person fits. But the packaging is not right, guys. Umuntu une drama 4 days. Umuntu une baggage 4 days. Trunks and trunks. Louis Vuitton worth trunks worth of drama and baggage and so how do you now this is a cost now. This baggage is the cost that Anela was talking about. How do we now maneuver? Fine, they fit everything. But Mubi, is not the type of person you would take to your friends and be like, guys, this is my man. And your friends are like, yeah, as long as you're happy.
When you introduce him, you start by telling us about his title.
Yes, about his talents.
First,
Yes.
Yazin, guys, let me just tell you, he's an amazing guy. All right?
Yeah.
Just know this.
Yeah, forget everything else.
Here's the thing. This is my opinion. All right? When you sit there, okay, first of all, I want to start with the fact that people often put their list down, and their list is those things that you've mentioned now, but nothing has mentioned kindness.
Yeah.
Nothing has mentioned the way that this person treats me, the way that this person treats people, the way that this person makes me feel when I'm with them, etc., etc. Do you know what I mean? They focus tends to be on the superficial. So I'm saying have a balanced list, and in that list, include your weighting. Like, what is your weight of each of these things? Which ones are you able to forego if the person happens to have
3
which
children.
ones? So this person has
With 3 different
these
baby
and they're
mamas.
all 8. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Are you willing to overlook that? That big red flag. Are you willing to, whatever it is? So sit there, and after putting down your list of who it is and what it is that you're looking for, including their behavior, including the kind of person they are, including generosity. Can you imagine dating somebody who is wealthy, has all of these things? God,
Yo.
they'll be like, listen, like, no.
This is my money.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they say, they don't take you out, they don't do this, they refuse to. So you don't even get to enjoy being part of that package. So those are things that you want to. And guys, we must remember, generosity isn't just giving somebody money.
True.
Yeah.
Please, guys, we need to dispel some of these myths. There are big myths out there. There are e-wallet raccoons on social media.
I'm loving that.
Who will refer to a guy as stingy because he refuses to give money to a stranger on social media. And he says he's stingy. No, he's not stingy. He's just smart with his money. He's not going to be dishing out his money
Common
to
sense.
That is true.
some faceless e-wallet raccoon on Facebook. So what am I saying? I'm saying sit there and think about what generous means to you. when somebody says, you know what, I'm going to be generous with my time
Yes.
for you, towards you. I'm going to be generous with compliments. I'm going to be generous with, do you know what I mean? And in addition to this, I'm willing to enjoy my money with you.
Yeah.
I say to you, let us go out. And when we get there, we don't even look at, like, we don't read the menu from right to left. We read it from left to right.
What you want to eat? What is it that
You
want
look
to
at what
have?
you want to eat.
Not the price.
You don't let the price determine.
Yeah.
That's generosity.
True.
That's somebody, you know, as men, and I mean, I'm probably only speaking for a select few, but I believe that as men, it actually feels good to give. I love the idea of having money so that I am able to gift my parents, gift my wife, gift my daughter, gift the people that I love, see the smiles on their face as a direct result of the money that I have. Otherwise, what good is it? But there are people who want to have money so they can see it.
Yeah.
They
I
can
know.
look at it every day and say, "Ikhulile."
And you've manifested this partner, right?
Yeah.
Because you said you wanted a partner with money. You didn't say you want a generous
There we
partner.
go.
You didn't
There
say.
we go.
Yeah. So you need to be specific in
Very
what it is that
specific.
you're asking for.
Absolutely.
I think adding to what Linda is saying is that you, as the person that you're manifesting, you have to be self-aware. What is it that matters to you? Is respect important to you? Is kindness important to you? Is generosity important to you? Because the things that are important to you is things that you'd like to see in the next person. Because if I'm that person who is a community builder and everything, then I have a partner who is stingy, say we don't do things for the community. Already there is conflict of interest, meaning that whenever I do these things, I'm not going to get the support from my partner or that thing. So it is very, very important that when you put these things, this manifestation into place, and like Anelis just said, and Linda, let's stop being superficial and think that what we see in the movies, that's what life is all about. Life is not always...
Is it not?
No, please. Please don't be fooled.
Never that.
Never that. We must never ever think that our lives is Hollywood or Nollywood or whatever it is. Life is real. And sometimes having those material things is not the only goal that we should be manifesting, because eventually when you've got this amazing person who is a human being, you know, the first thing that you can be is just be human. Just be human. Know that the next person is important. Know that your kindness and all of that. Once you've got a human being, once those other things that comes that you were talking about, a beautiful German car and all of those, by the time they come with the package is so amazing that those things do not define the person.
Amen.
But you are able to say, I'm enjoying this beautiful life that has all this beautiful material, but at the same time, I've got this amazing human being who is kind, who is generous, who looks at me as if they've won a prize of lotto.
Oh, yes.
Come on now.
Yeah. Come on.
Come on now.
Quite a couple of thoughts. Quite a couple of thoughts
Yes,
come to mind
indeed.
as well. You know, one of the things that that just come to mind to me is that in the process of you manifesting or talking about the ideal person, you need to also ask yourself the question: what kind of person am I?
That was actually going to be my next
Am I-
question.
Am I,
I love
am,
that.
I, am I a builder, or am I here to get what it is in it for me? The reason why I'm saying this is because sometimes the thing that you pray for or manifest, it comes in the form of a seed. And all of the things we're talking about are fruits. So it comes in the form of a seed. It does not look like what you've been talking about, manifesting, having put on your vision board. And it probably is to the point that you started on earlier in terms of the packaging. You know, it doesn't look like, you know, the seed doesn't look like the tree doesn't look like the fruit. and these are the different stages of the person, and that kind of thinking also is counter narrative to what's out there, because if you meet a man or a woman who's in seed form, but they're the
No,
thing,
they should
you'll
be
actually
perfect.
you run the risk of being labeled, what do they call them now? Bob the
Bob
Builder.
the Builder.
Bob the Builder.
Bob
It's
the
you know,
Bobina when you're
exactly.
a woman.
Oh, is it
And-
Bobina?
Yes, for a woman
Oh,
it's
it's
Bobina,
Bobina?
and for a man it's Bob the Builder.
That's
It's
a new one.
Bobina.
Exactly, and the reason I'm bringing these things up, because any lasting relationship, at any point, in most of the times, at every point, will go counterculture. You have to go against the current if you want to make a relationship work. The other thing is that when it comes to the qualities that we're mentioning, I love the points that Coach Kathy and Linda were talking about, the kindness. These are intangibles, the kindness, character, and so forth. We always need to ask ourselves, how do I replenish these qualities when I have them in this person? How do I make sure that they do not run out of these qualities? Because these are things you see that you absolutely cannot do without. So what do I need to pour into this person to make sure? Because you're not pouring into the relationship, you're pouring into the person directly. When they're generous towards you with whatever time or money, they're not generous towards the relationship. They're generous towards you.
True.
So now in return, so in other words, reciprocity. What am I giving for what I am expecting to get, or what am I creating? So because remember, for men, we see relationships as an environment. So I create an environment for you. So when you come in, you're coming into this environment that I am created. And so at times the environment is still in potential form, the seed form. And so I am presenting this, and I'm saying that because in the process of manifesting and attracting things and so forth, we also need to be practical in terms of, okay, when I have this thing, where are we going with it? So the vision. So what kind of an environment do I want to be a part of? And in this environment, am I going to help in cultivating the relationship, or am I just here to get?
True.
So, and these are just the practicals, because sometimes it does happen that you get the person, but you don't know how to keep the person. You don't know how to sustain the person, because remember, in the process of getting this person, that relationship will challenge you to grow. And true relationships challenge your traumas. They go straight for your traumas, because its sole intent is to make sure that you heal. And so it will go straight to your traumas, and it comes back to the point you were talking about, the imperfections. And the person, you find out, they're checking all the boxes, but there's this
there's this
T's and C's apply that comes with it.
That are just not coming together.
That they come to you.
It brings to mind the phrase that the people absolutely despise on social media. What do you bring to the table?
Yeah.
They hate that phrase because it forces them to look inside.
And we don't like to do
Look
that.
at themselves and say, all right, fair enough, I'm looking for all of these things in a partner, but what kind of a partner am I?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what do you bring to the table actually means. And every time I see somebody up in arms, I go, there's a lot of work that needs to happen in this person.
Because it's uncomfortable for
It's
them,
an
right?
uncomfortable situation.
Conversation,
They need to
yes.
sit there and think to themselves, okay, so me now, who am I? What am I? What qualities do I possess to reciprocate, as Anele just said
And
right
not
now,
what I
all
have.
that I've asked for?
Yes, and not what I have, because I think
that's
we
powerful.
it's got
have
nothing to
made
do
our
with
material
materials,
things,
yeah.
because that's why that was the first thing I counted, because it's all about the material now and the physique but
And-
nothing deep inside.
And I think that's what Linda is saying. The reason why people despise what do you bring to the table is because we've made it about material. But we've never actually sat down and say, if I go into this relationship, what role am I going to play? Anneli said, as a man, I bring an environment. The question is that as a woman, if he has made this warm environment, am I going to keep on giving in to make sure that it remains warm? Or am I coming in and just making Anneli's life a living hell? And it's like, what was I thinking? Those are the kind of things that we need to look into, to say, whenever we talk about environment, we're not talking about material things, but are you my peace?
Bring me peace.
Bring me peace. Like,
please.
I always say, anything that does not bring me peace, I don't want it. I don't care how beautifully packaged it is, but if I'm going to lose sleep for being in a relationship, and at night I wake up in the morning with eyes because, you know what, this relationship is not giving me peace, then I don't want it. I don't care how handsome, how good looking, how many materials you've got. And those are the things that when you manifest this relationship, ask yourself, do I want peace? And if the answer is yes, what I'm looking for in a partner is peace. And somebody said something very profound. You know, it's like sometimes we say, Linda, I'm expecting you to call me. Linda, I'm expecting you. And this person said to me, the only person that you hold accountable and expectations to is
It's
yourself,
yourself.
not the next person. You are the one that is saying, I'm in this relationship. If it makes sense to you to go on for the whole day without calling your partner, you cannot blame your partner. It is okay with you to just go on and not say good morning to Linda. So you are holding yourself accountable to say that I'm in a relationship, and when I'm in a relationship with Linda, I miss him. I'm just going to send him a text and say, babes, I was thinking about you. You know, those kind of things. Why am I waiting there until 4 p.m. to have a fight with Linda that I woke up until 4 p.m. and you did not call me?
Because it didn't meet the expectations that I had that he didn't know I have.
But exactly. And that's what it is. And that's what it is with relationships. When we are manifesting, let us be that person and say, this is me, Kathy. This is who I am. This is what I'm bringing to the table. I am self-aware. I know what are my weaknesses. I know what are my strong points. I know exactly what makes me tick. I know what doesn't make me tick. And when I go into a relationship, I'm not even going to expect perfection.
That was my next question. That was my next question. I am not expecting perfection, but I am perfect. Now what? Now what? I look in the mirror and I see Lalel. Hits. I'm
Right.
10 over 10 minus nothing.
That's the problem.
Then what happens though? What happens though if that is my mentality towards myself?
That's where lack of self-awareness manifests itself. Because clearly, nobody's perfect.
No, of course, but I am.
So and you know what? I see this all the time. I talk to couples, I talk to ladies, I do the whole, ladies coming through with their relationship issues and whatnot. And 9 times out of 10, if you ask this person, how did your last 5 relationships end? It was always the other person's fault.
Of course.
The moment somebody says it, that's a red flag.
A big one.
Because you're the common denominator in
In
all
all
of
these
these 5
relationships,
relationships.
Hallelujah.
Surely you had some
Never.
role
I'm the
in these
victim.
relationships failing.
No.
Wonke.
I'm the
Do you see what I'm
victim.
saying?
I'm the No.
And this is where self-awareness comes in, to say, you know what? I also realize that there's some work that needs to be done on my part.
Never.
I also realize that I've got some improving to do. The moment you think like this, I know. I think to myself, the person you've just met is your next ex.
Yo,
But I mean, as much as we're taking, the piss in this situation right now, these are realities that people face. These are realities that people face where people feel that just because I'm pretty, that's it. I don't have to do
Pretty
anything.
privileges. Eh?
I will ride the pretty privilege wave, and because that was how I have been raised, then therefore that is how everybody else should treat me. How dare you come into my space that I manifested you in for you to hold a mirror up to me and challenge me and show me that I am flawed and I'm not perfect, and how dare you?
Hold a mirror up to my character.
Yes.
Because holding the mirror up, I know all I see is perfection. So then they're
But
good.
character is
But my
something.
character.
Yeah. Like,
And
how
back to what you
dare
were
you?
saying, Anneli, to say that we were talking about as a person, as a character, like when you talk about how dare you tell me that I'm perfect, I'm all of that. Anneli said, there is some work that needs to be done. Your traumas, have you dealt with that?
I don't
You know,
have trauma.
because that's
I'm a strong black woman. I
But
don't
a
have
strong
trauma.
black woman, yeah. That's why that's why you don't have a man.
major
That's why
trauma.
That's why you ain't got a man.
ain't got a man, because you're a strong black woman, and a black man doesn't need a strong black woman. It's a woman. You know, just saying, I need Dudu. I need the vulnerable part of you. I need this woman who can say, I've done this, and where shame is not something that they're not even afraid to talk about, to say that, you know what, I am shameful. There's certain things that I've done in my life. I'm not proud of them, but I'm willing to work on them. And that's what it is. There is no perfection, guys. It doesn't exist.
yeah. I think also this is the picture that always comes to mind when I think of what a healthy relationship looks like. A healthy relationship looks like a construction site and a garden at the same time.
Ooh,
Yeah, okay.
Lord.
Deep, I mean,
Have mercy.
That's
Come on.
so
I
that's
see it. I see
so
it.
that's a healthy relationship. It's not a destination.
The work in progress.
You don't arrive in a healthy
Yeah.
relationship. The construction part is the construction of the self, first is the deconstruction of I was raised this way. They never taught me this at school, at church, at home, wherever, or in my community. You deconstruct whatever it is you
I grew
picked
up
up in the
without a
absence
father.
of what,
My
all of
mother was
those.
abusive.
There's the deconstruction, there's the reconstruction, and then there's the reimagination of what it is then that needs to replace what was deconstructed. So, and this is work that you do before you get in a relationship, and it does not stop when you get in a relationship. It actually continues. So the ideal in my mind is that of a healthy relationship is two individuals meeting at a point where we're both construction sites. We're continuing, because you can't have 30 plus years of life on this earth and you think that you have nothing to deconstruct.
Perfect. I did say I'm perfect.
Just
oh.
perfect. And you think that there's nothing messy about you, and you think that there's nothing that needs to change. Also, you can't be thinking of this ideal future and you think that it will not challenge you and it will not move something in you, because one of the things that we often think about, or what we do most of the times, especially in the vision boarding process and manifesting as well, is that we may do the actual work, the basics, you write things down and you do the work, but what we do, whatever it is we're thinking about or we're imagining, we place it within the confines of our control.
Yeah, that is so true.
So
Yep.
this person needs to, as long as
Yeah,
I
Ella.
can
Ella.
manage them. But a healthy relationship will say, nope, let's go on to the next level. Let's grow. That is scary, because now you're doing this thing for the first time with this person, and it's almost like you're learning to walk again, and you keep going, and that's the construction you're building forward and so forth. And the garden is that you're not constantly looking at the building and so forth, but there are moments, it's the highlights.
Where
The
you stop
garden is
and
the
smell the
highlight.
roses.
focus on the
rose,
good as
exactly.
well.
You take it
Yeah.
in. You can do life together. The simple things, and that's that. And then the other thought as well that came to mind to me is that we again disregard where people are coming from. So he might have the things, he might have the material things, or she might have the material things and so forth, but the time it costs to get those things. So they might not always be there for you. I might see you in the evenings. I'll send you a message around lunchtime.
Good morning.
Because if I talk to you all the time, then we're both going to be broke.
Yeah,
Or one of
Yeah.
us is going to be broke, or one of us is going to be stunted. So we need to understand, I think it was 80-20 you were talking about, the give and take, that balance, And then the other thing is, what is it that I am willing to do with, I'm okay with. When the world goes to sleep, I'm okay with. And we were talking about physical features earlier. Umubi, according to who?
Exactly. And that's
You
the thing.
understand?
Who is the beer holder here?
Wow.
Do you understand?
Okay.
They're chubby according to who? They're skinny according to who? Do you understand? So what is it that I know that this for me right at this is the package. This is what I'm willing to do life with. So we need to be realistic as well with that in terms of when the world goes to sleep. Say the world didn't have internet and we never had to post, and so when I look at this individual, do I go like, yeah, Azin?
See right.
Do
Be
you
happy,
understand?
mina, yeah.
Or because sometimes we put ourselves in these positions because of what my mother's gonna say, what my aunties are gonna say, what my friends are gonna say, or my colleagues, and I introduce this person at the function. What about? Do you understand? You realize that you do not have a problem.
Yeah.
You're okay. You're right. You have arrived. This is your promised land. But according to the people pleasing in you, this person is not enough. This person. So now you find this person, they have to make unnecessary tweaks and adjustments. And the worst thing that you can put another person into, or you can find yourself in, is never being enough. In a relationship, you're constantly bending over, you're constantly tweaking. And,
Constantly bending over is not
a
necessarily a
problem,
bad
eh?
thing.
No.
But
Not a
I
problem.
But I hear you.
I was thinking pretzel, but okay.
Yeah. Folding like an omelet.
I think, Anele, what you're saying is very, very important. Do we live in a world where we're trying to please other people, but not ourselves? And it comes back to when I go to bed at night, when I sleep, I am okay with Linda.
Yeah.
I don't care what you think. Even if you think like he looks like anything else, but to me, he is my Prince Charming. And
That's-
this is what,
that's all
and that's
that
what,
matters.
meaning that I have to be comfortable with my partner. The minute I am not comfortable with my partner, let me not blame it on the other people around me. The other people will learn and to accept my partner because of when umubi ayekho mubi whatever ngiyamthanda umuntu wami anginandaba what everybody else is saying, but this is my person, this is my manifested partner, and I don't need to explain. I think the minute you start explaining yourself to people why you are in a relationship with the next person, look at yourself. It's got nothing to do with that person. If I start now explaining ukuthi yes uLinda unenhliziyo enhle ulungile uyenzani, it's not for me to explain that. Is that this is my partner, this is Linda. It ends
Accept
there.
it and move
No,
on.
you don't even have to
Just
accept
accept
it.
it. Just
no,
move on.
no, Bona. I have accepted Linda. Ukuthi I'm accept or don't accept him, that's none of my
That's your
business.
business.
But Linda is mine, and that's it. Iphelela lapho. So I think we need to get to the point that when we talk about relationships, we do that which is comfortable with us, the people that are in a relationship, not what the society and everybody else is expecting. And once we start doing that, it comes back to what Anil is saying. Now it's a construction. We are constructing this beautiful house, these beautiful gardens. And how do you even do those garden things? Your gratitude journal.
Amen.
You get to have that gratitude journal to say, what am I thankful for today? What is it that I'm thankful about my partner? What is it that I look at him and say, you know what? Actually, I've got a jackpot here. Not a money jackpot, but I say, you know what Anela did today, that was so kind. And I
So-
appreciate that.
We also
So,
don't look
Uncle,
like what
Uncle
we
Lay,
like.
I've got a question, but
Okay.
it's for all of you guys. So, I have hypothetically had a type my whole life, right? My type, and I know, and I can see that my type is not serving me at all. You know, how do I then break that cycle? So I want to now manifest something new. Remember, this type has been a habit my whole life, right? I like them emotionally unavailable. I like them spoiling me, because if they're emotionally unavailable, I am not obligated to anything. Do you understand? Yes. But there's so many toxic traits I like about those people because they absolve me from certain responsibilities, you see. And I have been dating this particular type for the longest of times. But then I'm realizing that my protective mechanisms that I had established and picked my types according to have now become toxic, and they are no longer serving me, but it's now I am drinking my own poison, right? How do I now start the detangling process of working on me first before I can start manifesting that partner? Because I will manifest that partner. I will get that partner. Because I haven't done the work inside of me first, I will break this next person. How do I then start the deconstruction and the reconstruction?
I think your question has half your answer within. Your question is actually halfway towards the solution, because the first thing you need to do is ask yourself why you are attracted to such people. Why it is that I want a partner that is emotionally available. Why is it that I want somebody who is this, that, and that, and that, and that. So you do that work first. You then interrogate yourself, what has led to me wanting that kind of person? Because the reality is, more often than not, it is because it then frees you. It frees you up. But then the follow-up question is, how's that working out for you?
Yeah, it's great, eh? I'm lonely, I'm sad, but it's great. It's great. Yeah, I'm a baddie. It's great, guys.
See, because that's the reality. You ask yourself, how is it working out for me? And more often than not, it's not.
I think
So this is the point where you backtrack a little bit, and say, you know what? Maybe I've been on a self-destructive path this entire time. I've been on a self-destructive path. I've been choosing people where I knew that it was doomed to fail.
Of course.
But I can then blame them and not me.
I'm always the victim.
So I intentionally go out of the wrong person with the intention of sabotaging the relationship before it even starts. And people do this all the time.
Coach?
I think it comes back to what Linda's just said. Sometimes we are our own enemies or anything. And the reason why we do that is because we don't want to become vulnerable when we're in relationships. We have built walls so high that because of the past, the traumas that we've had, I'm just going to go into relationships with people that are not available so that nobody can hold me accountable. I cannot even hold myself accountable in any relationships. Whether ukona awukho kuyafana, as long as you do that. But for the mere fact that you are now sitting down and saying, but this is not saving me. Building all these walls and just having a relationship that comes and go, it is not saving me. So what are you doing now? This is the time where I would say normally take a break from relationships and start working on yourself. Because this has got nothing to do with your partners. They come with good intentions. And what you've manifested, it might be there. But because of you've got your own issues to deal with, you do not even see the amazing person that is there, because you're telling yourself that, you know what, whether kusasa uyahamba, have you ever had people say kufana nabanye angithi bahambile, now where you can go.
Yeah, people leave anyway.
Yeah, people
so
leave anyway.
eventually
So
leave.
what
Yeah.
is it? You're not a tree. You're not planted here. Those kind of.
You're not a mountain.
Exactly. Those kind of attitudes. Those are the things that we find ourselves in a space where now you are saying, I'm looking. And I was reading somewhere, somebody said, one thing that I would like for women to stop doing is to say, I'm looking. You are not looking, because you know what? We are attracting that what is inside of us. When you are busy looking, you might be looking and I see what I see, but inside of me, I've got that attraction. And because of you've got those toxic traits, believe in me, whatever those traits are, they're very toxic to you. And like you say, you're drinking your own poison. You will attract that poison because that's what inside of you, no matter how much you can smile and everything, but the attraction is there, and you will get those partners that will do whatever that needs to be done. And after some time, they're like, you know what, I cannot deal with this woman, but I cannot deal with this man. So it is very, very important that before you even start with manifesting, before you even start writing this beautiful vision that you want to have, work on yourself and know exactly that, you know what, I, as Coach Kathy, I'm okay. I've done the work. I might not be perfect. So that means even when I get into in a relationship, I am willing to do the work together with my partner.
I think my other thought is that healthy relationships are not for children. At times we want to be raised when we think about healthy relationships. Like, I'm looking for someone to raise me.
So your partner is not your therapist.
Is not, and they're not your therapist.
And they're not your parent.
They're not your parent either. You're there as an
Asking for
adult.
allowances.
Yes,
They're not your parent.
They're not your parents. Adults have adult conversations. Children avoid those conversations. Children get confused and get overwhelmed in the presence of adult conversations. And so be an adult in mind, in heart, in everything, in every part. Be an adult. Be ready to have conversations about money. Be ready to have conversations about self-improvement. Be ready to be held accountable. Be ready to be okay with a person who does not need you. They love you, but they can't do life without you.
Yeah.
So and that's an adult, because they've learned to find their own independence in the world. So those are the real things. But at times we want to be raised, we want to be coddled, we want to be ready to deal with someone. They love you and all, but they won't always be patient with you. Because sometimes you'll get on their nerves and they'll get on your nerves with all the manifestation you've been doing. And that's that. And also the other thing as well is, when you're thinking about, again, whether it's praying or manifesting and so forth, the posture is important to me. Are you building something new, or are you running away from something? So you're busy manifesting this thing because you don't want it to look like where
The
you
previous
come
thing.
from.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the reason why I'm saying that's important is because when you get what you want, if you do get what you want, you'll discover that that's not what you want. You were just avoiding where you were coming from, or what you saw, or what you thought was popular. And so it's so important to first do the work on yourself. Get to know yourself. Get to know what it is that you like and what it is that you don't like. I always say people don't look like what they like. Hey, if you like him or her with no teeth, man, who are
Then
we to
hey,
judge?
Exactly.
Hey,
you
No,
like what
nah.
you like
the
what
fact that gummy kiss is the one, guy.
you know what I'm saying. But you like what you like, and that's it. But for me, at the end of the day, it's are you avoiding something or are you running towards something?
Sure.
And it's so important, and that force, with the force that's pulling you, pushing you, the motivation behind it, so important for you to have developed a sense of. I think one of us was mentioning self-awareness earlier. To have that level of self-awareness that I want this because, and for men, this is important because for us, as I was mentioning earlier, that we bring we bring environments. In order for that environment to be healthy, or one of the qualities of a healthy environment when we bring it, is that we get into relationships for purpose, not for beauty, not for its purpose.
Really?
I'm
Not for
telling you,
beauty?
because beauty fades, and also you get it gets familiar.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm used to. Okay, cool. And just and talent and all these other things fade, but purpose. If you meet a person, you're like, okay, this is where I'm going. This is what I'm building, and is this your kind of thing, or what do I absolutely just cannot do without in this purpose that I'm building in this place? And most of the times, a man's vision is bigger than what he has in the present moment. So a man is always building something that scares him. And so, and that's why earlier I was talking about seed. Most of the times we look like seed, because when we now talk to whatever your potential person that you're dealing with or you would like to deal with, you'll discover most of the times people will go like, he looked like he punched above his weight, eh? And most of the times it is because
What we do.
because he's not here when he was talking to her.
Yeah,
he was where
yeah.
he's headed. And so with her, this is the person that I can be in construction with and also enjoy this garden with, because that's where we're going, and that's the doing life part. And so it's very, very important for us to be very clear in terms of why am I manifesting what I manifest? Because you find that sometimes you're not even that materialistic,
Yeah.
but because it's popular,
Yeah,
now
this
you're
is now when I'm a candlela and
you're
your
a
incense
minimalist at
and
core,
your
but-
sage sticks and
Exactly.
you're there. You're just manifesting.
but you know yourself. You're like, nah, I'm okay. I just
I just want a simple life.
I just want a simple life. You just want to do regular very well.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just want to be happy.
I just
You just want to be happy.
Guys, I think this is such a big one and people miss it.
Yeah.
Happiness. Just
Yo.
just manifesting a happy relationship.
Yes.
To sit there and say, you know what, I don't want to Instagram well. I want to be happy. I don't want to, whatever it is, there's a whole number of things that you can actually put in place long before we get to the Instagram lifestyle. People see an Instagram lifestyle, and to them that says that would be me happy.
Yeah.
Not understanding that there's so many other things before that. You can choose to be happy.
Yeah.
You can make the conscious decision to be happy, to be in a happy relationship, to be in a whatever. And everything that you do within that relationship, you keep asking yourself the question, does this lead me towards the happy me that I want to be?
You know, Linda saying that, and saying that is something that you even say to your partner. You know, now and then I should be able to say to my partner, I am happy with you.
Yes.
I am happy to be in this
Yes.
relationship with you.
Singing a mali, singing a gesi.
There's no, and if your partner was to ask you, why are you happy? Say, I don't know. Kodwa ngijabulile.
Ninawe.
Go monate, gobane wena is so nice. And once we get to that point, you know, Dudu, those material things will come.
Yeah.
Those holidays will come.
Yeah.
Because you are so happy with each other that even when other things that you did not even talk about, when they come, you would like, oh, we went to Mauritius. It was not part of your manifestation. All I wanted to do, but what mattered to you is that it was not about Mauritius. I was in Mauritius with my partner.
If
And
you're
that's what
unhappy,
mattered.
you'll be unhappy in Mauritius.
Yes,
No,
amen.
like, that's when you
What's
start
the
fighting.
What's the
You'll be
No,
unhappy in
in
Mauritius. You'll be
What's the
unhappy
wicked?
in the Maldives.
I like
Yeah.
that. Happiness is something that we should strive for because a happy relationship, it's healthy, it's comfortable, and it's
Good
contentment.
peace. Guys, we are running out of time. I wish I had more time. But you guys are definitely coming back. There was a topic that was sparked in my head while you were talking, and I will need my crew back here with me. Anela, where can people find you?
I'm on Instagram. You can find me on Instagram at Anele Machisi, and also a website. On our website, it's insideoutonline.co.za.
Coach?
It's Coach _ Kathy ZA.
Voice is going.
Where's the voice going? Where's the voice
You know, I am laughing. One time I had this long Instagram name until somebody said, "Why is your name A Long Walk to Freedom?" So that's why that's why I'm laughing. So it's Coach _ Kathy ZA on Instagram, and on Facebook it's Kathy Pirima, the life coach, and I'm on TikTok as well.
I saw you liked one of my posts. and I
Yes,
was
I'm
like,
on TikTok as Coach Kathy.
oh, that is great. Uncle Lay?
I'm Linda Yende pretty much everywhere. Listen.
Have you fixed your Facebook?
I'm even on Blue Sky, guys.
Which
believe
one
it or
is
not.
that now?
You guys. I'm on Blue Sky. I'm on Threads.
Wow.
Oh,
I'm that progressive uncle.
all right.
I'm everywhere as Linda Yende, and then except Facebook, where
Yeah.
I am Linda Ande Yende.
Gosh, we're trying to make him change that back to Linda End. But anyway, guys, this was my crew, introduction to my crew. You will be seeing them a lot more than you think, and we'll be having exciting and interesting conversations. The reason why I asked for your socials is that so people could pop in, ask questions in the DMs, and then maybe we could bring those questions here to answer them.
He's the king of DMs.
I
Like,
know.
really?
I know.
That
I
sounds
know.
wrong, but I hear you.
So, guys, thank you for joining us today. It was really lovely to have you on The Good Gather, and we'll see you next time. So, click like, subscribe to 140.
Like, subscribe, follow.
Oh, Swagger, that one. Exactly.
And
like
share.
And share.
Yes,
Yes.
yes. All of that. Just do all of that, and contact details are at the bottom. If you have any comments and suggestions, we're looking forward to hearing them. Love you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.